Muslims see the Trinity as polytheism, and that's the unforgivable sin in Islam. Because
there's one God.
There's only one God. And
yeah.
if you believe that anyone other than Allah is God, you've committed the unforgivable sin. And so the idea that the Trinity is a viable concept of monotheism, Christians had a really hard time explaining how the Trinity was monotheistic, but I began to realize not only can that be explained, but ultimately I realized the only explanation for love, and I wish we had more time to talk about this, but the only explanation for love to be a real objective thing can come if God is triune. So if you have one God who exists as three persons, three separate persons that have always loved each other, that means love is eternal. Love has existed as long as God has existed, and so it's objectively real. If you don't have a triune God, then you have love that is only subjective. It was only something that became real when the world was created.
If something is dependent on something else, it cannot be a creator.
In Mark chapter 14, verse 62, when you understand his context. Here Jesus claims to be the Son of Man from Daniel. He claims to be the I Am from Exodus. Jesus very clearly claims to be God. So did Jesus claim to be God? I would say yes. The evidence points to the fact, even in the earliest gospel, interwoven through all the Gospels, verified by the strongest criterion of historical investigation, Jesus claimed to be God. And I realize this as a Muslim, by the way. I'm not saying this to you as a Christian having done the investigation. I was one who was still reciting the 5 daily prayers. I was one who was leading the Jummah. I was giving the Jummah khutbah. Whenever the Imam was gone, whenever my father wasn't around, I would do the Jummah khutbah, the Friday sermon at the mosque. I was the one who would do tafsir on the hadith when we had no tafsir present, commentary. My friends would bring to me hadith. They'd say, Nabil, what does this mean? They would come to me, and I would be the one doing this as best I could. Of course, Allah knew best is what I would say, but that's as best as I could do because they were coming to me. And yet I concluded, if I'm going to be responsible here, history points to the death, resurrection, and deity of Jesus Christ. He's proved his case.